Welcome back, everyone, to The Speaking Gym, the podcast where we help you build your communication muscles and find your voice. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Whether you're learning a new language, preparing for a big presentation, or just trying to be better at small talk, you're in the right place.
Exactly. And today, we're tackling the biggest monster under the bed, the final boss of communication.
Let me guess. Speaking practice? Specifically, the fear of actually opening our mouths and making sounds?
You nailed it. It's so funny, isn't it? We can read books for hours, we can listen to podcasts like this one, we can ace grammar tests. But the moment we have to actually speak, our brains just hit the factory reset button.
Oh, absolutely. I call it the blank stare syndrome. You know what you want to say in your head, but your mouth just refuses to cooperate. Today, we're going to break down why that happens and, more importantly, how to fix it with practical speaking practice routines.
We've got a packed 30 minutes for you. We'll cover the mindset shift you need, solo practice techniques, because yes, you can practice alone, and how to finally step out of your comfort zone with other people.
But first, I think we need to share some battle scars. We've all been there. Alex, you go first.
Oh, okay, putting me on the spot. I remember my first big client pitch years ago. I had rehearsed for days. I get to the most important slide, the one about our new synergistic frameworks. And my mouth decides to say cynical frameworks instead.
Oh no.
The room went dead silent, and my brain just short-circuited. It was a complete blue screen of death. I just stood there, mouth open. It felt like 10 minutes before my boss finally jumped in to save me.
That's a classic. Mine was on a solo trip to Italy. I was so proud of myself. I'd been practicing basic Italian phrases. I walk up to a cafe counter in Rome, radiating confidence, ready to order a cappuccino.
Okay, I see where this is going.
The barista says something to me, probably, "How can I help you?" And every single Italian word I ever learned just evaporated. Poof. Gone. All I could manage to stammer out was, grazie?
Just thank you?
Just thank you. He just smiled, pointed to the espresso machine, and I nodded like a bobblehead. It was so humbling. But that's exactly what we're talking about today. That freeze. All right, let's get into it. Step 1 of speaking practice has nothing to do with your mouth. It's all in your head. Why are we so terrified of speaking?
Perfectionism, pure and simple. We are conditioned by school to believe that mistakes are bad. If you get a question wrong on a test, you get a big red X. So we bring that same energy into the real world. We think, if I don't say this perfectly, I shouldn't say it at all.
That is so true. But communication isn't a math test. The goal of speaking isn't perfection, it's connection. It's getting your message across. Think about it. When someone speaks to you in broken English or stumbles over their words, do you judge them?
Never. I'm usually just trying to understand them, and I respect them for trying.
Exactly. People are much more forgiving than we think. So the first rule of the speaking gym is embrace the cringe. You are going to sound silly sometimes. You are going to forget words. Accept it as part of the process.
This brings up a huge debate we have with learners: fluency versus accuracy. I am firmly in the fluency camp, especially when you're starting out. It also helps to remember the spotlight effect. We feel like there's a giant spotlight on us and everyone is noticing every tiny mistake. But the reality is, people are mostly thinking about themselves.
Okay, break that down.
It is so much better to speak at a natural pace, make a bunch of grammar mistakes, but keep the conversation moving than it is to speak painfully slowly, triple-checking every single word for perfect accuracy. The initial goal is to build momentum and confidence.
Exactly. It's like learning to ride a bike.
Right.
You don't start by reading a physics textbook on balance and angular momentum. You get on the bike, you wobble, and you fall. A few times. If you obsessed about never falling, you'd never even start pedaling.
That's a perfect analogy.
Speaking is the same. You have to be willing to wobble and fall over your words to get going. The accuracy, the perfect grammar, that's like learning to do tricks on the bike. It comes later, with practice. But first, you just need to learn to move forward.
Totally. You're building muscle memory in your mouth and your brain. If you never build that initial engine of just talking, there's nothing to refine later on. But what about the physical side of it, Jamie? It's not just a mental game. When the fear kicks in, my heart starts racing, my palms get sweaty. It feels like my body is betraying me. Okay, so we've accepted that we're going to make mistakes. Now, how do we actually practice? A lot of people say, Alex, I can't practice speaking. I don't have anyone to talk to.
To which I say, do you have a mirror? Do you have a pet? Do you have a smartphone? Because that is all you need to start. Solo speaking practice is incredibly underrated.
Let's give them some actionable techniques. Number 1, shadowing. Jamie, explain shadowing for our listeners.
Shadowing is basically being an echo. You find an audio clip of a native speaker or a great public speaker, maybe a YouTube video, a movie scene, or a podcast. You listen to a sentence, pause it, and then repeat it exactly how they said it. Try to copy their tone, their rhythm, their emotion.
It's like singing along to a song, but with spoken words. It trains your mouth muscles to produce sounds you aren't used to.
Exactly. Technique number 2, the shower monologue, or the driving monologue. Basically narrating your life out loud. I am making coffee right now. The water is boiling. It sounds crazy, but it forces you to find the vocabulary for your everyday life.
I love that. And if you want to take it up a notch, technique number 3 is voice journaling. Open the voice memo app on your phone and talk for 1 minute about your day. Just 1 minute.
Speaking of which, Alex, you're on the spot. I'm challenging you to a live 30-second shower monologue. Your topic is, what is happening in this studio right now? Ready? Go.
Oh, wow, okay. Pressure is on. All right. I am sitting in a chair. It's a reasonably comfortable chair. Jamie is looking at me with a slightly evil grin. The microphone is right in front of my face. It's black and has one of those foam popper stopper things on it. The soundproofing on the walls looks like a giant gray egg carton. I really think I need more coffee.
And time. Perfect.
That was surprisingly stressful.
But see what happened there? You stumbled on popper stopper thing.
Yeah.
But you didn't freeze. You kept going. You had to find a word, not the perfect word. That is the entire exercise. It trains your brain to find vocabulary under pressure, even if it's silly vocabulary. It keeps you moving.
Solo practice is safe and cozy, but eventually a ship has to leave the harbor. You have to talk to real human beings.
The scary part. But it doesn't have to be. You don't need to jump into giving a TED Talk. You need to take baby steps.
Right. If you are learning a language, look for language exchange apps, Hello Talk, Tandem, or local conversation cafes. The beauty of these places is that everyone is there to practice, so the judgment level is 0.
And if you're trying to improve your public speaking or confidence in your native language, look into groups like Toastmasters. Or honestly, just make it a goal to ask one question in your next team meeting at work.
The key is consistency. Speaking for 5 minutes every single day is so much better than speaking for 2 hours once a month. It's like going to the gym.
Wait, is that why we called the podcast The Speaking Gym?
You finally figured it out. Yes, you have to put in the reps.
And that also comes down to setting the right goals. So many people have a vague, huge goal like, I want to be fluent.
Right, which is terrifying and undefined. It's like saying, I want to climb a mountain. Okay, which one? How high? What's the first step?
Exactly. A much better goal is small, specific, and achievable. Instead of be fluent, your goal should be today I will have a 3-minute conversation with a stranger.
Or even, I will ask the coffee shop barista how their day is going and actually listen to the answer. That is a complete successful interaction. You can build on that.
Mm-hmm. And it's also important to have a safety net. What if you get into a conversation and you start to panic? You need a graceful exit strategy.
That's a great point. You can always say, well, it was so lovely chatting with you, but I have to run. Or, oops, sorry, I just got a text I need to deal with. It's polite and it gives you control to end on a high note before you feel overwhelmed.
Knowing you have that escape hatch makes it so much less scary to start the conversation in the first place. Wow, time flies. We are almost out of time for today's workout.
Let's do a quick recap. First, stop worrying about perfection. Fluency beats accuracy when you are just starting out. Embrace the mistakes.
Second, talk to yourself. Shadow your favorite speakers. Narrate your day in the shower. And use your voice memo app to record your progress.
And third, take baby steps into the real world. Find a safe environment like a language exchange partner or a speaking group and put in your daily reps.
Your homework for this week, yes, we give homework here, is to record a 1-minute voice memo on your phone today. You don't have to show it to anyone, just do it for yourself.
We'd love to hear how it goes. Send us a message on our social media channels at The Speaking Gym. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review. It really helps the show grow.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Keep practicing, keep talking, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.